Right now on Up with KREM, police are still looking for a suspect after a deadly shooting in a Vancouver mall.
It's an all-day rain, and not only is Friday completely wet, nearly the first week of November features daily rain chances.
It's really important for us to realize that resiliency that our tribal people have had and what it took for us to get to this point.
And as the election gets closer, the Coeur d'Alene tribe talks about the importance of voting in a state where they couldn't until the 1950s.
Up with KREM begins now.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is 6 a.m. on your Friday morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on Up with KREM. I'm Channing Curtis. Let's get right over to the forecast with meteorologist Thomas Patrick on this Friday because, Thomas, yet another rainy start to the day here in the Inland Northwest.
Sure is, Channing. Now, I do enjoy some rainfall, but it is just going to be soaking wet all day long today. Probably even more rain than what we had yesterday for Halloween, and it was soaking wet yesterday morning. Well, this time it could be very well an all-day rainfall. We've been watching this push of rain all morning long as it just fills in, and I'm going to zoom in over Spokane County where once again it is solid straight on through the county as all of this rain is starting to push northeastward, so it's kind of moving in that direction subtly. So it is now over Coeur d'Alene, hitting areas like Spirit Lake and just about to get into Athol right now, and that will again continue northeastward. What about to the southwest? Well, it is all rain over central Washington, so expect another extremely wet morning out there, but thankfully the rain is just steady. It's that light to moderate pace, but it is going to last basically all day.
Well, if you are getting ready to head out on your morning commute, this is a live look right now at I-90 and Arthur. You can really tell how much the rain has fallen by looking at how slick the roads look right now. So if you are heading out here pretty soon, give yourselves a few extra minutes just in case road conditions are kind of dicey where you are. We'll keep an eye out on the traffic situation though for you all morning long here on Up with KREM and let you know if anything slows you down. Well, right now, police are still searching for the shooter who opened fire inside the Vancouver Mall. One person is dead and 2 people are injured. The shooting happened in the food court during a trick-or-treat Halloween event last night around 7:30. The injured victims were rushed to the hospital as parents and kids in costumes had to shelter inside stores until police were able to clear the mall.
We ran through Old Navy and hid in the back until the employees, who were amazing, ushered us into a back office area with 20 other people. And we hung out there until we could get the okay from the SWAT team to come out.
Then we saw a bunch of people running towards us, a lot of terrified mothers pulling their children along. And all I could think is, we need to run now because I don't know where they are.
The condition of the victims has not been released. Overnight, police were reviewing security footage to try and identify the suspect, but so far, no arrests have been made. Police say there's no longer an active threat at the mall. Well, we are just 4 days out from the general election, and today in the race for the White House, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump head back to Wisconsin for rallies, as millions of Americans have already cast their ballots in early voting or have mailed in their ballots. Now, this morning, if you are still filling out your ballot in Washington, you'll see Initiative 2124. That initiative would change the Washington CARES Act. I looked into how the initiative is written and what your vote on it would mean.
Initiative 2124 would allow employees and self-directed workers to opt out of coverage under WACARES, the state's long-term health care program. That program is paid for by a mandatory payroll tax and provides long-term health services, such as home health care or nursing home care, to qualifying individuals. Supporters say workers should have the choice to opt out of the program and may find private long-term care insurance a better deal. Opponents say millions of working Washingtonians are counting on the fund to pay for their care in case of injury, illness, or age, and voting yes would essentially repeal the program.
Do you have a question about where to vote or even how to vote? Well, help is just a phone call away. Thousands of legal professionals volunteer their time with the nonpartisan nonprofit called Election Protection. You can call them at 866-R-VOTE. They help with a wide range of problems, from simple questions like what to do if you filled in the wrong bubble to some of the more complicated ones.
On my shift, somebody who was on a business trip in India and needed to determine could they get an absentee ballot, and the answer was no. However, because they're overseas, there was a special process to vote with an overseas ballot, and so we helped that voter determine how to go about casting their ballot.
We also have resources available online to help you learn more about what's on your ballot. All you need to do is text the word elections to our number 509-448-2000. We'll then send you a link right to your phone. Idaho Governor Brad Little rolled out an executive order aimed at ending cell phone use in classrooms. He joined the superintendent of schools and Idaho families to unveil the plan in Boise yesterday. The Phone Free Learning Act encourages all schools to adopt district-wide policy restricting cell phones in schools by the end of the 2025 school year. And it also offers a cash incentive.
My executive order encourages all schools to adopt a comprehensive district-wide policy restricting cell phones in schools by the end of the 2024-25 school year. I also offer districts that adopt a policy a $5,000 one-time award.
I've been able to focus more on the lessons that my teachers are teaching me. My grades have gone up, my GPA's increased, and I feel more productive in class. I noticed that other students are starting to feel this way too.
Earlier this year, the Coeur d'Alene School District and Spokane Public Schools passed new cell phone policies. Well, get ready, everyone. It is time to fall back this weekend as daylight saving time ends Sunday at 2 a.m. The good news is we'll gain an extra hour of sleep, but the trade-off is far less daylight. A YouGov poll showed nearly 2/3 of Americans are against changing their clock twice a year, and just 2 states, Arizona and Hawaii, do not observe daylight saving time. I don't know, Thomas, daylight saving time, the fallback switch rather, isn't too bad for us here on the morning shift.
And for today, we are just expecting an all-day rainfall. It really got started about an hour ago here in Spokane, and yeah, just an all-day rain is pretty much the be-all, end-all of today's forecast here. That's why you see the rain icons from morning to afternoon, even into the evening, and this weekend featuring more rain as well. So here's the latest on Doppler radar. I actually removed the satellite layer just so we could see the contrast of that push of rain, which continues to increase in terms of its coverage across the inland northwest. So this is just the last 6 hours, and it is going to stay solid for at least another 6 hours here this morning. Now, the afternoon could be on and off rainfall, but just anticipating another soaking wet day, even more than what we had yesterday.
Well, today is Dia de los Muertos. In English, it means Day of the Dead. It's a Mexican holiday where people celebrate their loved ones who have passed away. Now, a staple of the holiday is the ofrenda, a small household altar with offerings honoring the dead. The ofrenda is decorated with pictures of people who have died and candles to illuminate their images. The favorite food of those being remembered is also placed upon the altar, so you can put things like small candies or snacks or treats. The ofrenda actually traces back to Aztec traditions, which say that the altar helps guide the dead back to the land of the living for the day. So today there will be a showcasing ofrenda at the Nuestra Raíces community, which starts at 5:30 p.m. Then tomorrow the center is hosting Spokane's 10th annual Dia de los Muertos celebration. That one starts at 1 p.m. and goes all the way until 8 p.m. and it is sure to be a lot of fun. There are going to be performances by a mariachi band and plenty of other activities. This weekend's event is free and kid-friendly.